Hey guys, and welcome back to yet another episode of Culinary College. Today, I'm gonna be rolling some sushi for you. So to make sushi, you're gonna need a few ingredients. First, we have our rolling mat. This isn't necessarily an essential, but it makes things a lot easier. We got a couple of avocados to go into the roll, the rice to make the roll, some rice vinegar, which is essential in making the rice sticky, some nori, cucumber, some sugar. We're only going to be using like a tablespoon of this, salt and pepper, some shrimp. We got some spicy sauce and some crispy fried onions to top it with. So first we're going to go ahead and we're going to stir up our rice vinegar, sugar, salt concoction to put into the rice to make it sticky so we can actually roll it into a sushi roll. You're going to need to measure out 1/3 of a cup of rice vinegar. And you're going to go ahead and stick that in your pan on high heat. Then you're going to want 1 teaspoon of salt. And 2 tablespoons of sugar. And while that gets hot, you're going to want to whisk it. Now you don't have to use an actual whisk. I just have one on hand. And you're going to continue to stir it until the mixture gets nice and clear, and then you're going to set it aside. So as you can see, we're nearly there. We've just got a little bit hiding in a corner there. So we're going to go ahead and transfer it back into our measuring cup and set it to the side. So we're going to do 2 cups of rice. So when you're making sushi, you got to make it different than other rice. You've got to rinse it. See how that water's nice and cloudy? You don't want any of that. So I'm going to go ahead and do a final fill and put it on the stove. So while the rice is finishing up cooking, I'm going to go ahead and start cooking some shrimp. I have a wok, you can just use any pan, and I'm going to be putting in a bit of oil. Take a few shrimps, peel your shrimp if they aren't peeled already, and cook them on up. Shrimp are easy to cook, you just go until they're pink. And curled up. And I'm going to be adding a little bit of salt and pepper to the shrimp to taste. Alright, so now that our rice is done cooking, we're going to go ahead and transfer it into a big bowl. Now you're going to want to do this in some sort of ceramic or wood, not plastic. Next you're going to take your rice vinegar mixture and you're going to start to pour it in there and mix it up. Break it up real good. Traditionally you're supposed to do this in bamboo and have a fan on it, but seeing as I don't have a bamboo bowl or a fan, we're just going to make do. Once that's all added, just keep on mixing, letting it cool off. You're going to want the rice to be either cold or slightly warm still when you start to roll it out onto your nori. So I've set aside the rice to cool down a bit, and while that's doing it, we're going to go ahead and cut up our vegetables and our shrimp. For the cucumber, slice off the ends, halve it, and then cut cut it into thin strips as best you can. Once that's done, you're going to want to turn them around and just kind of take out some of the seeds. Once you've got that, you want to slice up your avocado. So when you're cutting the shrimp, you're just going to want to cut it into semi-straight sections, so that way it's easier to stick on the roll. Just like that. Now that we've gotten everything cut up, we're ready to start rolling. So first I'm going to be doing a regular roll with the nori on the outside, and then we'll be moving to an inside-out roll, and finally I'll show you how to do some nigiri, which is just a ball of rice with the ingredients on top and doesn't require nori. So you're going to take your sheet of nori, place it on your mat. If you don't have a mat, you can use something like a Ziploc bag, the outside of it, anything that'll really help you roll without letting your hands stick to the nori. An important note, when you're handling the sticky rice, you're going to want your hands to be wet. This helps prevent the rice from sticking to it. And now you're just going to form it. So you're going to want to do like 2/3 of the sheet with rice. Just keep your hands wet, press it out, and get it right to the ends. And you're going for a pretty even spread all the way across. Now that we have our rice spread out, we can add our ingredients. I like to start with the cucumber, and you're just going to want to trim that to size. And then I go for some avocado, and finally our shrimp pieces. And you're just going to want it to be in a couple rows like that. Now I like to take some water and wet the end of my nori because it helps the roll stick together after you roll it. Pull it straight, and you're going to want to make sure you get it nice and tight. And you just apply pressure evenly to form it. Voila, sushi roll. It's a plate. Grab your roll, grab your knife, get some water on the blade, cut it in half, and then each half into halves. And then each of those pieces into half again. For the inside out roll, you're going to want to stick your mat into a Ziploc bag or some plastic wrap so the rice doesn't stick to it, because the rice is going to be outside when you're rolling. And get your nori again, place it down, wet your hands, get your rice, and spread it out again. Once you've got your rice all spread out, and take your sheet of nori and flip it. Starting with the cucumber. Place it on your nori. Trim it to size. I'm going here because we have a little bit of nori that doesn't have any rice on it, and you're not going to want that to show at all on the outside of the roll. Next we put on the shrimp, and again we roll. Again, to plate, you're gonna cut it in half, and then in half again, and then in half a final time. And finally, we're gonna do a little bit of nigiri. You're gonna form the rice into a rectangle in your palm, like so. I'm gonna add a little something to just kind of bind it all together. This is some spicy mayo, some spicy sauce. We're gonna hit it up with a tad bit of cucumber, a little bit of avocado, and a couple of our shrimp pieces. And you just pop that right into your mouth. Well, that's it for the sushi. Enjoy. Let us know if you make the recipe as always, and have a great day.